think one of the great things in life is realizing when it's time to say goodbye. My grandma on my dad's side of the family passed away um, coming up on 5 years. It was like 4.5 years ago. And she was 89. She taught me more than I care to think about, actually. She taught me how to be creative. She taught me the importance of being strong in the face of adversity and to stand up for what you believe in. She taught me when to say goodbye and how to say goodbye. Every time we would leave after a visit from visiting them on the East Coast, we lived on the West Coast and they were on the East Coast, and we'd be saying our goodbyes and she'd say, "So long," just in like a very, almost in a cheerful way. It was like so matter of fact. She was always very serious, but she could joke, and sometimes it was unclear as to when she actually was joking, was like just kind of messing around. So anyway, it's a bit on my grandma, but yeah, I do miss her and I think about that a lot. I never really said so long as far as goodbye, but that brings us to Rilo Kiley, of course. And I realize now that after doing the Execution of All Things short vid, I was thinking about the song and its lyrics, and I was like, have I just not realized that the Execution of All Things is actually a breakup song? Like, is that what it is? Is that what most of Rilo Kiley's songs are about? I'm not sure. I know that some of them definitely are. And that's why we have to talk about this one. Meaning, not the Execution of All Things. Sorry. I promise I won't do this all the time. It's just kind of fun. I know the lyric behind me comes from the song The Execution of All Things. We're going to talk about So Long. This is leftovers. This is leftover from last time, even though I didn't put it up last time. I put it up in my head. It's a fantasy. All right, so rather than go through lyrics, firstly, I'm going to talk about, we'll get to the theme of the song So Long. Well, I want to talk about the chords. I just want to talk about the music. It's in F. Well, actually, technically it's in C, but it starts off, the first chord you hear is F, then to C, and then we throw in a minor chord here, there during a bridge, and rather than get into that, I want to note some of the noteworthy things about the song. So it is, yeah, like a lot of Rilo Kiley songs, it's one of the simpler ones. It's mellow, it's soft, and it's also one of the few that Jenny Lewis does not sing, which is always interesting because when I actually first heard it was like the same experience I had when I first listened to Cher, Do You Believe in Life After Love? And I was like, is that a man or is that a woman singing? Like, I couldn't place, I was trying to picture who, because I'd never seen a picture of Cher. Like, I didn't know who Cher was, so I didn't have any reference point. I hadn't seen the film Moonstruck yet. So anyway, I'm trying to place this guy. I'm like, wait a second, it's not Jenny Lewis, clearly, because this is a distinct voice. So, but is it Jenny Lewis? Did they just do some, did they just edit her voice? Like, what is, what's going on? But yeah, then eventually find out who it is. But just thought that was kind of funny. And it was actually the very first song that I heard him sing. So anyways, off the album Execution of All Things, So Long. Are we breaking up? As they once asked, as Jenny Lewis, as so many people on this lonely planet of ours called Earth have asked, which is, is it time for us to say goodbye? And that's a question you ask when it's like worth asking. You don't ask it if you're breaking up with someone you didn't really care about to begin with. You ask because it's a valuable question. Otherwise it's all for not, it's all just kind of fraudulent. When I was in college, I remember three specific relationships with three young women who I, thinking back now, did not have real emotional feelings for. And I would guess the same would be true for them, going both ways. We were young, we were in our early 20s, early 20s, like barely 21, 22, and we just thought, hey, like, we're single, we're not really up to much except taking classes, working part-time job, like, why not, basically. And then, you speed things up, and like a decade later, we're reflecting on these, for lack of a better word or descriptions, flings. They're flings, right? They each lasted no more than, let's say, like 7 months, maybe about 8 months. And that's cool, I just think it's interesting because those were relationships that I think I learned something from, and if not for that, then I'd say, yeah, they were a total waste. So at least they were learning experiences for me. But was it ever time to say hello, to get to a goodbye, to get to so long? I don't know. I think that requires a time machine, and we don't have one. So in any case, it's not really super important. So long as we are talking about breakups, I think another quote comes to mind, which is from one of the favorite movies on this channel, Waking Life. That would be, of course, in like the first 10 minutes of the film, when that one dude who's driving like the motorboat car, he just goes like, yeah, the key is to be in a constant state of departure without ever actually arriving. And I think that is applicable to this song, So Long, because it's not really about saying goodbye after all, I think, in the end, because if you never really said hello, then what would there be to say goodbye to? Something to think about, perhaps. So thanks for watching, as always, and I will see you very soon.